Okay, so we're going to put in the details into my job cost statement, starting off with the materials. So there's only one lot of materials, it's not split up into different parts, so we'll put that on its own at the end. Labour is split into two different departments. We've got Department A. So Department A is 30 hours, so I'm going to put the formula here, 30 hours at £12. Department B is 20 hours at £10. So I'm going to add those two up to give me a total of my hours, my labour costs. And now the other piece of information goes here is the hire of the machinery, because it is another prime cost, so that is £150. And that's all of our prime costs, so I'm going to put the label here, prime costs, and I'm going to add up all of those together using the sum function. So adds up my materials, my labour and the special equipment. We've now got our other costs. We've got our fixed overheads, and we've got different departments overheads. So we've got Department A, so their overheads are £5 per direct labour hour, so that is 5 times the number of labourers, which was 30. And for Department B, it is £2 per direct labour hour, so that's 2 times the number of hours, which was 20. I'm going to add those two up to give me my total fixed overheads, which is 190. I'm then going to add up the prime costs along with the fact that the fixed overheads to get my total costs. So that's the overheads plus the prime cost, so that's my total cost. The profit that I want to make on this job is 25%, so it's 25% of the total cost, so that equals the total cost times 0.25, which will give me £425. So my invoice value, invoice price to the customer is the total cost plus the profit that we want to make, which is £2,225. There we go. Okay, so this time I've put in the materials 1,200, I've calculated my labour at 100 hours at £5 and 20 machine hours at £8, and I've added in my special components. So my prime costs are 3,060. I've worked out my fixed overheads. So Department A was 50% of the labour from Department A, so that's £250, and Department B was £4 per machine hour, so there was 20 machine hours, so it's £4 times 20. So my total costs at the moment are 3,390. Now, in our example this time, we want our profit to be 25% of the selling price. So we don't know what the selling price is yet because we haven't worked out what the profit is yet. So we're using a profit margin this time, and it's to be 25%. If we think, I'm going to do a little calculation down here. If we think about our total cost at the moment, our total costs are 3,390. Now that only makes up a portion of the invoice price. The invoice price equals the costs plus the profit. Okay, we don't know what the invoice price is at the moment because we don't know what the profit is, but we know that the total costs are 3,390. Now if we talk about our invoice price as being 100% of our actual overall price, that's everything, so that's the actual price that we give to the customer, so that is 100%, so that value that we get is 100%, and we'll look at, well, how much of that is the costs. So our invoice price is made up of the cost plus the profit, and that makes up 100%, so our 100% is made up of the costs and the profit. Now we don't know how much of a percentage the costs are, but we do know that we want to make 25% on our selling price. So our profit, we don't know what the cost percentage is, but we can work that out in a minute. Our profit is 25%. So our invoice price is made up of a value for costs plus 25%. So simply put, the cost percentage then is the 100 minus the 25, which equals 75%. So the 3,390 is 75% of the invoice price. Okay, so I'm going to use that information to work out our profit value, which is 25%. Now, if we're doing a profit markup, we would do 25% of the 3,390 to give us a profit markup. But because we're doing a profit margin, we're going to work out 25%, not of the whole amount of the total cost, because that's not correct. So what we do is we work out, well, we're doing 25, it's not so much a percent, but we do the profit is going to equal, oops, the 25 that we've got for our profit margin, but we're not doing it on the whole 100%, we're only doing it on the cost. So the cost is, we worked out 75%. So if we do 25 divided by 75 and then multiply that by our total costs, that will give me my profit. So my profit equals, I'm going to put this in a bracket, 25 divided by 75, and then I'm going to multiply that by my total costs. So my profit equals 1,001. I should put that up there, 1,130. So let me do that again. So that equals 25 divided by 75, because we're not working out 25% of, which is out of 100, we're doing 25 out of 75 of the total costs. So that gives me 1,130. So my invoice price is adding the two together, oops, equals that plus that. So my invoice price is 4,520. Now, if I wanted to, I could check to see that that was correct. So what I should have here is the 100% should be made up of 75% the cost and 25%, which is the 1,130. So if I check that the profit is in fact 25% of my selling price, I could do that by saying, well, what is my profit? 1,130, and divide that by the invoice price, and it should give me 25%, so 0.25, which it does. So that means that my selling price, or my invoice price, has included the 25%. So I have got a profit margin of 25%. So that means that there's 25% between the cost. There's a margin of that between the cost and the actual invoice price. Okay.